Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to unpack the absolute most crucial career shift happening in the consulting industry literally right now. If you're aiming for a career in consulting, working at a global capability center, or currently grinding through an MBA program, listen closely. What we're about to cover, it's not some distant 5 years away prediction. It is happening today, and the clock is actively ticking toward a massive deadline in June 2026. So get ready, because the traditional safe path to the top is being completely redesigned. The rules of the game have fundamentally changed.
Just look at the sheer scale of the change happening here. For over 50 years, titles like analyst, consultants, and manager, they were the sacred ladder of the consulting world, right? They were the ultimate goal. But by June 2026, Deloitte is permanently deleting those traditional titles. They're completely modernizing their talent architecture. So instead of being a senior consultant, you could soon be handed a highly technical alphanumeric label like Software Engineer Level 3 or Senior Consultant Functional Transformation. They are literally stripping away the old labels and replacing them with AI-era job families.
Which brings us to part 1, the end of safe consulting.
The crucial point to understand is this. When a massive company deletes the very titles that defined career progression for half a century, they're telling you something incredibly important. They're screaming that the underlying work has completely changed. You know, titles aren't just an email signature. They're how your salary is justified. They're how your entire career is benchmarked. When those titles change, the job itself has fundamentally changed. The predictable, safe ladder that justified those expensive MBA programs for decades, it's being aggressively dismantled from the inside out.
And that's all driven by what we're looking at in Section 2, the AI agent takeover.
20,000. While Deloitte is busy changing titles, McKinsey just dropped an absolute bombshell. In a recent interview, their CEO revealed that their fleet of active AI agents grew by over 500% in just 18 months. They're now running close to 20,000 of them. And to put that into perspective, we aren't talking about idle software licenses sitting on a desktop. We are talking about 20,000 active AI agents doing real, billable work inside one of the most prestigious consulting firms on the entire planet. No way, right? But it's true. This brilliantly illustrates exactly what we are up against. What actually is an AI agent? It is not a basic chatbot. It's not something you just type a quick question into and get a paragraph back. An AI agent is software that actually thinks through a task, plans a sequence of steps, and executes them largely on its own, gathering data, building slides, running preliminary analysis, drafting the very first version of a client report. Does that list of tasks sound familiar? Well, it absolutely should, because those are the exact tasks that junior analysts used to spend 80-hour work weeks grinding away on.
And guys, this isn't just a Deloitte or McKinsey phenomenon. Boston Consulting Group is deploying a tool called Dexter to build polished client slides in minutes. Stuff that literally used to take analysts all night to do. EY is committing $1.4 billion to AI strategy. KPMG is throwing $2 billion at it. Accenture, they're betting an incredible $3 billion on data and AI. This is a synchronized multi-billion-dollar restructuring across every major global consulting giant. They're all moving at the exact same time.
Which brings us to a really critical part of this explainer, Section 3, the threat to India.
So this is the traditional, classic Indian dream consulting pipeline. You have strong academics, followed by a rigorous MBA program, which leads right into the analyst pipeline at a top firm or a global capability center, resulting in this nice, steady, upward climb. As we all know, India supplies a massive, disproportionate share of the world's consulting talent based exactly on this pipeline. But here is the massive problem. AI agents are severing step number 3. They are doing the entry-level groundwork that used to serve as the critical entry rung for millions of professionals.
The traditional career guarantee is being quietly but entirely rewritten. The threat to Indian professionals and GCCs isn't necessarily dramatic mass layoffs tomorrow. It's actually much quieter and much more permanent. It's a complete redefinition of what a human employee is expected to do. If an AI agent can do all the entry-level data gathering and slide building, well, the human is suddenly expected to operate at a much higher, strategic level much earlier in their career.
Okay, enough doom and gloom. Section 4, your 4-step survival plan.
Here is exactly how you adapt. Step 1. Understand true agents. Stop using the buzzwords and really understand the difference between a simple chatbot and a fully autonomous agent. Step 2. Learn directing tools. Platforms like Claude, Zapier, and LangChain, these are the new Excel and PowerPoint. You've got to learn how to direct them. Step 3. Build one real agent. Not a toy demo, but something that actually summarizes real documents or drafts a complex report. And step 4. show proactively. Seriously, do not wait for your appraisal. Bring your built agent to your manager before they even think to ask if you know how to use AI.
So let's talk about execution in Section 5, Build Real AI Agents Now.
This is exactly why I built a structured program around this shift. Not theory, not slides, but hands-on implementation. Here's the thing most training programs get completely wrong. They teach you about AI. They show you what ChatGPT can do, what a prompt looks like, maybe give you a demo of some tool you'll definitely forget by next week. But guys, that is not what's happening at Deloitte, McKinsey, BCG, EY, KPMG, or Accenture. Those firms aren't teaching their people about AI agents, they are deploying them directly into billion-dollar workflows, replacing the exact tasks that used to define entry-level consulting work. So if you're an Indian professional, whether you're already inside a consulting firm, a GCC, an IT services company, or you're an MBA student aiming for one, the gap you need to close isn't, do I understand AI? It's, can I actually build and direct an AI agent that does real work? That's a completely different skill, and almost nobody is teaching it properly.
And that is exactly what my program is built around. Over 30 days, you don't just sit through more slides about AI theory. You build a working AI agent, one that solves an actual problem in your current job or in the exact kind of work you're targeting. We're talking research synthesis, report drafting, data analysis, client-ready outputs. It's the exact same category of work McKinsey's 20,000 agents are already doing, except now you're the one who knows how to build and direct it.
So, why does this matter so much right now? Because the firms restructuring around AI agents aren't waiting for the market to catch up. Deloitte's title changes take effect in June 2026. McKinsey's agent fleet grew 500% in 18 months. This isn't a 5-year-away trend. It's already reshaping who gets promoted and who gets left behind, starting with the very next appraisal cycle, not some distant future one. Here's what I really want you to take away from this explainer. The professionals who will still be moving up in 2 or 3 years aren't the ones who avoided this shift. They're the ones who leaned in early while everyone else was still debating whether it was real. I work directly with Fortune 500 teams on this exact kind of implementation. Not training in theory, but hands-on deployment of the same agent-based systems these firms are now built around.
So if you want a structured 30-day path to build your first real AI agent, one you can show your manager before your next review, or bring to your next interview as proof you're already way ahead of the curve, the link is below, or you can message me directly on WhatsApp, the number's right there for you. If this explainer changed how you think about your next appraisal, do me a favor and comment Deloitte below. I actually read every single one personally. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this channel is exactly where I break down what's really happening in Indian and global AI adoption before it becomes something everyone assumes they already knew. I want to leave you with a lingering thought, something to really chew on. Ask yourself honestly right now, what will you have to show your manager at your next review? Is it going to be the same old manual slide building skills, or will you be the person actually directing the agents? The latter has changed. Make absolutely sure you are learning how to climb the new one. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.